While we're talking politics a little bit, interesting. This should have been done, in my opinion, a long time ago. Trump stopped making pennies.
Trump stopped making pennies?
Now, he can't, he doesn't
I
have
hate change. Let's get rid of all coins. They're dirty. You always end up losing it. So think of how much money you're losing with the pennies and the dimes and whatnot.
Hello again, everybody. This is the Tominator. Welcome to the TomCast. The lovely Morgan is with us. Hi, Morgan.
Hey, Tom.
And Big Joe is here. Hey, Joe.
Hi, how are you, Tom? Morgan.
Today is Thursday, February 13th. We got a lot of things going on to cover today. I guess first, Super Bowl 59 last Sunday, Philadelphia 40, Kansas City 22. I don't think it was even that close, really. It was 24-0 at the half.
It was like a very uneventful game, and I'm not even into football, and I knew that shit was boring.
Yeah. At one point.
I want to give, sometimes a team loses a Super Bowl and everyone kind of puts them down or whatever, but give Kansas City credit. They won the last two, made it to 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is great, Pat Mahomes, so he'll probably be back, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a big deal that they made it 3 times, but did you see that hideous outfit that Travis Kelce wore on the way into the stadium?
Yeah.
He looked like such a douche. It was ridiculous. And then it's like, did he just put that back on afterwards when he lost?
And one thing that generated a little bit of talk, his girlfriend Taylor Swift was booed. I guess, I don't know I don't think they hate her, because I lived in Louisiana where the game was played, and her concerts would sell out in 1 minute. Mm-hmm. I think it was politically based.
So why do you think it was political rather than it could have just been the other Eagles fans booing her because she's a Chiefs fan,
Could
right?
be.
Yeah.
Or I think...
Or just because Trump was in the room?
Maybe people are just tired of Taylor Swift being at football games. Enough's enough.
Politically, you think the people there were more so Trump supporters, and so they know they kind of have beef?
I think so. I think it could be a combination of all those things.
Yeah. It's hard to tell.
Donald, as you mentioned, President Trump, I didn't know this. That's the first time ever that a president attended the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And we've had some presidents that were big football fans. And Gerald Ford was an All-America in college for the University of Michigan. John F. Kennedy.
First time we ever attended a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The active president.
Yeah. The first Bush, George H.W. Bush, attended after he was president.
Yeah.
So some of my more left-leaning friends have been complaining about the fact that apparently our tax dollars went to him going to the game, but I've heard pros and cons to that. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, with all the money, and I'm going to get into it a little bit later in the show, that the government wastes money on, so what is there beef that we had to pay for his ticket? Is that it?
Apparently, it costs a lot of money for him to be there.
Oh, security
and things of that sort. But then I've also heard other people saying it was a good thing to show the president being there at the game. And I don't know. I was just curious your thoughts. I don't really have a feeling on it
I
either
think that's
way.
ridiculous. I try to, as I've said from day one on this program, I try to be neutral politically, even though I am a registered Republican. I try to look at the other side.
Crescent Club clap for him.
but I mean,
as a whole, I guess.
Are you kidding me? The president. So now we're deciding where the president goes. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
For sure.
Tom Brady was one of the TV commentators.
He's looking slender.
And you see his watch, the watch he was wearing.
Oh,
you
yes.
notice that?
$750,000.
$150,000 watch.
Yeah.
Jacob and Company watch. So everybody noticed that bling that Tom was wearing.
Is he dating anyone these days?
How many diamonds?
I don't know. I think you got to think he definitely is.
But he's
keeping it on the down low.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
I can't imagine him not. You did bring up a good point. A lot of NFL players, when they retire, lose weight. Because they have to.
Yeah, but he's looking sick. He has Ozempic face.
Yeah.
Which is
his arms,
face is just falling down.
His arms look like twigs. Yeah, he did. He did look like real.
It almost looks unhealthy.
Yeah,
not just you lost your muscles.
He
looks kind of
all his
sickly.
cheeks and all that crap sucked in. Yeah, I was amazed. He was a little bit bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like 6'4", 210, I think, when he played.
It's strange.
But he just going physically, he does look a little like he's lost a shitload of weight.
Yeah.
Seemed like 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
What did you
is a
think
lot.
of the halftime show, Kendrick Lamar?
It wasn't. I don't know. I mean, you have to like really be into rap, which I'm not, but I just don't specifically follow his music. But I thought the performance was really good. I liked that he had the American flag colors. I thought that was cool. And then obviously there was the drama with that song that was about Drake being a pedophile. And then he had 2 of Drake's exes dancing on the stage kind of as like an FU. And I mean, I'm always down for the beef and the drama, so I thought that was fun.
Well, I know Joe's a fan of his, and I think you are.
I can't comment because Tony's antics are going on the whole time.
We won't get into that. There was an altercation where we were watching the game.
Yeah.
Oh. Where were you at Crescent at that point?
Yeah, he got some.
But
He had what's the tennis player's name?
Serena Williams.
Serena Williams
She
is
used to
out there.
date Drake.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I was seeing some people on social media being like, if I was married to someone right now and they went to go like have beef with their ex, like you're not my girl. Like, why do you care? And you're out there like trying to say F you to some guy you used to date. Like, you shouldn't even be talking about him.
Well, Stephen A. Smith is a big-time ESPN commentator.
Yeah.
And he said he would have divorced Serena if she went to something about her ex.
Right. And honestly, I think that's fair. You know,
Howard Stern said yesterday, I don't know if Howard Stern was joking. He was, I agree with Stephen A. on this.
I do. I mean,
they're
when you're in a new relationship, you have to get over your exes. I mean, unless
I
it's
didn't
like
catch
she's
that
putting,
part, but I
going to the
guess
police
I-
to help with something that he did that was bad. and
I
helping with
guess
the
I
case.
agree with that too. I
it's
mean, I
kind
didn't
of
get to see
embarrassing.
it because we had our own.
But you know what? Some
halftime
people,
show going on.
I know people that are divorced and they're still friendly. Like they still,
Nah.
I think that's kind of,
I would
Yeah.
never.
I think it's kind of
You
weird.
divorce me, you're my fucking enemy.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Not saying I hate,
Watch out.
I try not to hate anyone. I don't think I don't hate anyone, but if you're divorced or separate or broken up, just move on with your life. You know.
Yeah, don't follow each other on social media anymore.
that's
That's
kinda
stupid
weird.
bullshit. Yeah.
So I guess I maybe agree with Stephen A. on that.
I agree
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
Just
I
kind of like
agree with
rude.
it, too.
It's kind of disrespectful to the current person that you're with,
Yeah,
is the way I
yeah.
view it. Like, you got to move on from this. But regardless, I think it was funny in general, just because
I
I would
like
have loved to have
Serena.
seen Drake's
Yeah.
reaction to that.
She's a
Probably
great
had-
player. I mean, Joe's a big tennis guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get more majors, and does she have more than any man?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And she looks great. Even that, she's not a young woman. I mean,
Yeah, she does
She's
look good.
43 and has 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But MVP was Jalen Hurts, the Eagles quarterback. He played a tremendous game.
Yeah.
It was the most watched Super Bowl in history.
Really?
Yeah,
Why do you
127
think that
points.
is?
Well, I think there's number one more people in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift probably has a little to do with it. More people
They said
watch
she
football.
generated, like, what? How many millions in revenue for this shit? Like, 900
300 million. Here are all estimates. It's hard to really gauge it.
So with the games, they obviously have like the custom swag for the winners. So they create all of that for each team. So when someone wins, they can give them like the winning hats. And
Yeah.
aren't the Super Bowl rings also
Yeah.
custom? Or
Yeah,
no?
they're not ready yet.
Are they the same?
They have to get made.
Okay, so they at least don't do the
And
rings. They
each
do the
team,
hats.
I think it's, in addition to your pay, I think you get, I want to say 200,000 if you're on the winning team, each guy.
They win money?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Added bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah.
Aren't they
yeah.
already paid millions?
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
But
200 grand. I'll
they
take it.
get
Well,
that.
yeah.
They get that. Plus, they all get those little stipends if someone's getting close to, the milestones where someone, if this guy catches 29 more yards of
yeah,
pass,
they have stuff
they'll
in their
get an
contracts.
added
Yeah.
$1 million.
Like you might have it in your contract that if you win the Super Bowl, you get an extra $1 million. Or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. I guess you need more motivation, right?
You know what's always been a big deal, going back to when Joe and I were kids, is the commercials. And there were some good ones. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
did you watch? You were at a part. We were all at parties.
I'd been out since
So you really couldn't hear.
1 o'clock. So by the time the commercials came on, I was a little
Yeah.
busy.
There were some good ones. Harrison Ford did a Jeep commercial, and his line at the end was, "Even though my name is Ford, I drive a Jeep." And he had a dog
I
hopped in the
I'll
rain.
Google them later and watch them because
He
I
did a
literally saw
Michelob
none.
Ultra pickleball commercial. It was.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was Willem Dafoe, the actor, and Catherine O'Hara. They're an older couple, and they challenged this young couple to pickleball, and they're like, like kind of laughing. They're like, "Yeah, we'll bet ultras," and they kick their butt, and then they show them drinking the ultras at the end.
That's funny.
You know what I love? I loved it last year. I love it now. Is the Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts Dunkin'.
They came out with like a
yeah,
7-minute like movie of the Dunkin' stuff. I didn't watch it
I think
yet.
that's so funny. Now they had Belichick and his girlfriend are added into the group, the Dunkins.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was pretty funny. And there was you really have to be. You may have never seen this movie. There was a 1989 movie with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan called When Harry Met Sally.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Very funny movie. So there was a scene in the original movie where they're in a deli eating lunch, and she's saying that, you know, women fake it, and he goes, not with me, they don't. And she's like, how do you know? He goes, I know. So she starts, you know, in the deli, and the famous line was an old lady at the next table. She goes, I'll have what she's having. So they redid it. Now their age, but the person at the other table was Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, I can
And
watch
she goes,
that.
I'll have what she's having.
That's funny.
So that was pretty good. And there was a Haagen-Dazs used to be the deal when I was like in my 20s. Everybody, they used to have Haagen-Dazs. Do they still have?
Haagen-Dazs ice cream is great.
Do they still have their stores? Like, you know, like.
I don't know,
know.
but they still sell it. I think.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah.
definitely sell the ice cream.
But it was like a really big deal back then, and they had a commercial with Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and Furious movies, and they're driving in a convertible Camaro, and then Ludacris pulls up and he's like, want to race? They're like, not today, because they're eating the ice cream and going like real slow.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
That is good.
There was a Matt Damon and David Beckham commercial. I think that was for Stella, the beer Stella, where it turns out that they're long lost twin brothers. You know, that was pretty good. So there were some good commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, they're paying like, what is it, like $6 million a minute
For
or something?
30 seconds or something crazy, yeah.
I guess they know what they're doing, right?
Yep.
I thought about a Tominator commercial, but I didn't want to spring for the $6 million.
Jesus Christ.
By the way, TominatorLaw.com, that's the best I can do.
Good.
So, all in all, I thought it was, even though it was a one-sided game, it was a fun Super Bowl. It didn't end crazy late. You know, I mean, I actually got to work on time on Monday. The biggest call, they say 20 million people called out of work on Monday.
Yeah, it should just be a holiday.
Yeah.
It should, right?
It really should at this
Day after
point.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll add that into next year, guys. Or maybe we'll just give you a half a day coming at noon. You know what? I bet just as much work would get done from noon to 5 as the whole day. Because you're coming in dragging, you know.
I think I'd rather have it come in at 8.
What time
leave
did you
at
get
12.
home?
I'll tell it.
We left at 1.
I think I left, right after the game. I mean, I didn't-
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, well, I think I stayed real late. I was there.
Me and Joe left separately.
Well, that was the day Chris was there.
But I had it took me forever to get an Uber.
Yeah,
Like
that makes sense.
I had to wait. It was 25 minutes,
I
25
still didn't
minutes.
get home till 10 to 11 o'clock.
Yeah, probably 11 o'clock I was home.
Yeah, I think.
I didn't go right to sleep. You know, sometimes you're wired, like I was turning the
It's a lot of
channels.
energy from the game and stuff. Exciting.
All right, so moving on from the Super Bowl. The parade is going to be tomorrow in
It's gonna be
Philadelphia.
wild.
11. The schools are closed. They had to, so they get 4 days off because Monday's President's Day.
Wow.
But they're
What a
off.
good timing.
And the weather's supposed to be nice in Philly too for the parade. So
Cool.
I went to Gentile's today for Philly cheesesteak. They don't have any banners up at all. I
That's
guess
a,
it's too
if
early.
you don't- for those who don't know,
it's a
Gentile's
Philly.
is a
It's a Philly bar.
Philly restaurant in Sarasota that has great cheesesteak, Philly cheesesteaks.
Nice.
You ever have a Philly cheesesteak?
I actually got a free
I'm
lunch from
sure I
one
have,
day.
but
Yeah.
I haven't been to that
They're,
place. I gotta check it
they're
out.
good. It's down there, Gaia's Market. It's a little ways for you, but I go there. I probably go there once a week. I love the place. He gave me one free sandwich one time. Yeah, it runs out.
Nice.
That's cool.
Not today, but
So tomorrow's St. Valentine's Day.
Saint
Or
Valentine's
just
Day?
Valentine's Day. Yeah, I never.
Combining St.
That was
Patrick's
a
Day.
saint, though, St. Valentine's.
Was it?
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know that.
But,
I didn't know that either.
Do you guys think is that like a scam holiday, or you think it's good?
So, I was thinking about this because Trey always complains. And even though it has become a Hallmark holiday, I think the whole point is it's a day that you just set aside to appreciate the ones that you love.
I think it's great.
And I think it's a good thing to do. Yes, they make the stupid Valentine's Day cards and the dumb shit that you don't need to buy, that the extra expensive things of chocolate. But like, that's what it is. It's just appreciate the person you love. Tell them at least.
There's so much hate. I talk about it all the time. Like, even if you disagree with someone, like whether you're Republican or Democrat, Eagles or Chiefs or, chocolate or vanilla, whatever, there's no need for hate.
Correct.
Like, so, hey, if that, that's great. Tell someone you love them, give them a present.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, how can you not be for that?
Trey hates it.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, if your significant other wants like a new car, I would say, heck with this scam holiday.
No. We'll be going to Ocean Prime.
So there you go.
Yeah, he's not happy about it either. He's been complaining all week. So.
It's good food.
It's great
Joe,
food.
I have gift cards. We're going to go
It
around.
is so good. Like everything there. I'm so excited.
You know
to
how
back.
businesses at Christmas, like,
Where is it? I don't even know where it
it's
is.
only a few minutes from here.
Oh,
Whoa.
it is.
It's downtown, but it's a weird location because it's tucked behind this like new condo building. So you don't really see it when you're driving by, but it's a huge restaurant.
By the
They have 3
Westin?
floors.
Oh, by the West. Okay.
No, it's the food's it's good.
And I bought, a lot of restaurants do it. If you buy like $100 gift card at Christmas, they give you like $20 free.
Yeah.
So I did that.
I mean, that's smart.
So I have like,
Oh, Costco's does that too.
I have
Because it's
a-
not cheap. It is an expensive
I
restaurant.
have to
but-
use them though by the end of February, so it's running up against it.
Oh, then you should make
Think
it a
what-
reservation. It's hard to get reservations.
Yeah, it
there.
is. I think I'm going to have to use it soon.
And it's called, I've heard
Ocean
it.
Prime.
Ocean Prime.
It's not the only one. They're only in like major cities.
There's
like,
one in Naples.
There's one in like L.A. I think, Beverly Hills or
New
something
York.
like.
Is
the
it
only-
all seafood or is
No,
this?
it's steak.
It's
No,
everything.
there's
Oh,
steak,
And
there's
seafood,
sushi, there's seafood, there's deviled eggs.
Really, really good. I
Yeah.
only went once, but it was great.
Yeah.
So happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there, to all our viewers. Tell someone you love them. Sunday is, I'm not a big fan of auto racing. When I was a kid, my father's company was a sponsor, and we got to go for free in the VIP tent, and it was kind of boring. But
Yeah,
Sunday's the
I'm
Daytona
like that.
500.
Oh.
Yeah,
They call it the Great American Race.
yeah. I'm not big into that.
Well, it's just cars
I
driving
can't
around in a
follow.
circle,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I'm not into it at all.
Which I could see it just gets repetitive.
People get into it though. I'll tell you, there's a big.
Oh, it's big. It's
I mean, they
crazy
bet
popular.
on it, and all
I'd
kinds
rather
of-
go to the horse races, but
Yeah.
we looked up those tickets. And that was pricey.
Daytona's expensive too. They expect like about 175,000 people on Sunday at Daytona Beach.
Do people dress up for that like they do for
Oh no,
I
no,
don't think
no,
so.
no, oh
It's
no,
different.
no.
different
Daytona's
clientele?
more like slobby, like I don't want to say slobby.
Is it like a drunk fest?
No, it's more
Yeah,
like what we
everyone's
got.
drinking.
What we got on. Like you can bring a cooler right out on the track.
Oh, so
That
now
part-
that's kind of my
that,
vibe.
that part of it I like.
But it's also probably really loud, so it's not like you
Oh,
can
it's
sit
loud.
there and talk
Yeah.
with your friends. It's like, all right,
yeah.
You know what ruins it a lot of years is rain, because it screws the fans, you get wet, and then also mess up the race if they have to stop the race. I
Yeah.
looked it up this morning. They said chance of rain is like between 10 and 50% chance. So let's hope that there's no rain at
Yeah.
Daytona on Sunday.
Why? How much is a ticket for Daytona 500? I mean, I just assumed they weren't
Probably it's sold out. I can tell you right now. You'd have to buy it from like a scalper.
like $150.
I'm sure it's more than that.
Really?
Yep. Very popular event, the Great American Race.
Sky hasn't missed one.
And for the record, I'll put it on. Oh, I picked my Super Bowl prediction was 35-21. So 14
oh
points.
yeah, what did you? How far off were you?
I wasn't far off. Was it 40 to 22?
40 to 22. So they won by 18.
So
And you
I was
said what?
35-21. So that
He
was
said
pretty close.
14.
That's not that bad.
And I said 11, I think, but Tom got it.
My prediction for the Daytona 500 is Joey Logano,
I don't even know who these people are.
my
Yeah,
paisan,
I've heard
Italian
that.
driver.
I've heard the name, but I.
So another big event, you guys, I don't know if it was huge when I was a little kid, young kid. My brother I have an older brother. He was crazy into Saturday Night Live. It's 50 years since Saturday
wow.
Night Live went on the air. 75.
When?
This Sunday night from 8 to 11, they're having it's live, 50th anniversary.
Doing it on Sunday?
3 hours.
Is it supposed to be
Because there's
Saturday?
nothing on Sunday night, with no football.
Isn't it Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, but it's a special event.
Okay.
So they're showing it in prime time.
Got it.
And they're going to have like celebrities up to wazoo, like musicians, actors.
That's cool.
The whole thing. And so they say it's going to be all former cast members. Sunday night from 8 to 11 on NBC.
Nice.
If,
it's on Sunday
Yeah.
night, 8 to 11, instead of Saturday night.
Yeah, correct. They're not
See, that's
showing the
what I'm saying.
regular
It's
episode.
confusing.
But it's a 50th anniversary celebration.
It's a
but,
party.
I mean,
Yeah.
Which means Saturday should be the 50th episode.
50 years? No, Saturday's just a repeat.
Sorry, 50th episode. What am I saying?
No, it's
Saturday's just a repeat, though?
Yeah,
I mean,
They're putting a repeat
You think
on
they would
Saturday.
do a special SNL episode for the 50-year anniversary?
No, it's
is
bigger
what
than
my
that. 'cause
brain is
normally SNL's a 90-minute show. This is 3 hours.
thinking. So it is a show.
Yeah.
It's not just like an award
So there's-
ceremony.
So
they're
they
gonna
couldn't get a 3-hour time slot on Saturday.
Well, they could have, but who's going to
But
watch
who's
it late
gonna
at
watch
night?
it 11 to 2, whatever. the
Well,
hell.
doesn't everyone watch SNL late at night on Saturday? I don't get it. Isn't that the public
Way more
point?
people are going to watch
Why
that.
is this so confusing?
I'm out.
I think these people are idiots.
I'm out.
More people are going to watch from
I'm
8
not
to
even
11.
in on Saturday night.
You start at 10
So I can't
a.m. You
remember that.
finish at 10 a.m. Sunday.
I usually watch it like repeats the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
I use sometimes Saturdays like a one big blur for me.
I remember I was in grammar school, and you know how you go on.
I go right
Well,
from Friday
we'll be in Tampa anyways.
to Saturday.
I was in grammar school. You know how you go on class trips?
Yes.
And we went to NBC Studios.
That's a cool class trip.
It was a good trip in New York because we were right near New York.
Yeah.
And it was when Saturday Night Live first started. Chevy Chase was like the big star, and we met Chevy Chase, and the guy running the trip, he goes, he's going to be a big star. Like no one ever heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that it was yesterday. That was 50 years ago.
That's really cool. Wow.
I was in grammar school. We took the bus to New York.
That's fun.
But it was a good tour. I think they still have it, the NBC Studios
Yeah.
tour.
Nice.
I would recommend that if you have little kids.
Yeah, for
When you
sure.
have little kids, more you'll take them in.
Let's push that off.
Monday, so we have a big weekend of Valentine's Day Friday, Saturday Night Live thing, and Daytona 500 and Saturday Night Live. And then Monday is President's Day.
Wow.
So that's a federal holiday, so banks are going to be closed.
Yeah.
Post office. So make sure that you load up on cash or get those checks in the bank. But we celebrate. It's called Washington's birthday, and I think federal they call it Washington's birthday.
Washington's birthday,
But Lincoln and Washington were born very close, not obviously years apart, but
Yeah.
same day. So they combine it into president. Technically it celebrates all presidents.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Is what they call it Washington. In the federal government, they call it Washington's birthday.
Yeah, that's correct. That's right. So while we're talking politics a little bit, interesting. This should have been done, in my opinion, a long time ago. Trump stopped making pennies.
Trump stopped making pennies.
Now he can't. He doesn't.
I
have the-
hate change. Let's get rid of all coins. They're dirty. You always end up losing it. So think of how much money you're losing
Yeah.
with the pennies and the dimes and whatnot.
Well, that's the
I think there
argument.
should be none.
It
The
costs
problem
3
is with the
cents.
sodas and all.
Just do things by the dollar. Get rid of the change.
Now Trump doesn't have the power to eliminate the penny. He just ordered them to stop making new ones.
Well,
Congress would have to.
then everyone throw out your pennies, and we can't do it anymore.
The whole reason behind it, though, is it costs 3 cents to make a penny.
Yeah.
So that's idiotic. That's wasting like $80 million of
Couldn't they
government
make
money.
it out of something
3
else?
cents to make a penny.
That doesn't even make sense.
No,
So
what they're
instead of a
saying-
penny, be 3 pennies? One penny should count as 3
How much
pennies.
does it cost to make a nickel?
Well, that's where the next thing. Very good point Joe brought up. It costs 14 cents to make a nickel. So now they're saying, let's get rid of nickels.
Let's get rid of all
and
coins.
what about dimes?
Dimes isn't that bad. It's still, I think it's 9 cents to make a dime or something.
Well, that makes sense.
9 cents to make 10 cents.
But who's going to 3 cents to make a penny? That's stupid.
I hate change. It's so gross.
But this should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, because they've known for 20 years that it costs more to make a penny. And now what's going to happen is they're going to have to round up Like, say you go to the store,
Think
it's
of the pennies.
$3.97.
Right.
They're gonna have to charge you $4.
Think all the penny slots in Las Vegas that the old ladies with their chowder buckets putting pennies in.
That's what my mother used. Do they still have penny slots?
I've never,
Oh,
done,
yeah.
I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
done slot
We have
machines.
to. You never been to a slot machine?
Oh yeah.
I've never been to Vegas.
No,
or
they got them
gambled
up
or
at
anything.
Hard
Hey, maybe
Rock.
we go to Hard Rock after the concert Saturday.
Well, Bill, the guy, our driver, that's where he's going to
You better not be drinking. We're paying
he
him to
doesn't
not
drink.
drink.
No, he just
He doesn't drink, but he gambles.
He gambles.
okay.
His
He'll
leg
be like, let's go.
He'll be
leg
like,
will-
"Can I have
his
my
leg
tip
will
money
be go-
now?"
His leg will be
Oh,
going like
that's
this
right.
the whole time.
Oh, he loves it.
Well, you know what
Little
else
Billy.
Trump eliminated? Paper straws.
Yeah, I heard
Those
that.
shitty paper straws that get all soggy in your mouth that don't work. Back to the plastics.
They
Sorry,
are-
turtles.
I want what's good for the environment. We all should, but
They don't work.
those paper straws don't work.
They're
They
so
need to come
gross,
up
and
with
then like you
something
get the
else.
cardboard on
They
your
are-
tongue.
they are
and
gross.
they're not
They don't
right.
work for anything.
And then one place I was at made it out of like avocado seed, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But then like it cracked the second I
Yeah.
sipped out of it, and so then
Yeah.
it's sliced, and then
Yeah.
you can't sip it correctly. So sorry, but I'm all for it. Let's find another small change to make that actually works.
And if you're
right.
going to pick your teeth, you want to have that hard plastic. to
Whenever
get
you
in.
think about, I get why people hate Trump, but he's doing stuff, whether it's right or wrong. I mean, he's taking action.
Yeah, he seems to have been very
Yeah.
busy the last couple weeks.
And speaking of that, his nominee for head of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., very controversial decision. He was confirmed by the Senate, 52 to 48.
Let's fix our food. I'm
so-
ready.
You know, it's funny though about RFK, whether you like him or not. The people who used to like him when he hooked up with Trump, now they hate him. You know,
I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, it seems like his main focus is like, let's make the things that we're consuming on this earth healthier. And who could be opposed to that?
clean water.
There's so
He's-
many
he's
ingredients.
been for clean water for a million years.
And there's so many ingredients in Europe that are banned that are not banned here. And to me, that's super concerning. Like, we're feeding this to our kids. They're eating it their whole life. And then all of a sudden we have our skyrocketing cancers. It's coming from our food. So we should look at it. Like, I totally agree with what he's doing. And he already got red dye banned. It's going to take till like 2027, but at least like
Baby steps.
that's great. You know, I just, it's like scary. I'm always so paranoid, like looking at ingredients on the boxes and you see all these words, you don't know what they mean. I'm like, why is this in the food? Like, we need to get back to consuming things that are healthier so we don't get sick and we can live longer.
I agree.
So yeah, when people
I'm
are all
trying,
weird,
even though I'm gonna
well,
be eating
people see
lasagna
him and
tonight.
they think about the jab,
Is lasagna okay, Morgan?
lasagna.
That's what happened for dinner.
Oh well, what's in the sauce? Did you get vegetables that were covered in pesticides? It's like, it freaks me out. But people don't like him because they think he's very anti, like, you have to say the jab so we don't get like shadow banned. But he also is just like, let's do this right. You know, let's distribute it appropriately. Like, there's nothing wrong with looking into the things that are going
He
into our
has some
body
good
a little
ideas.
bit more.
I get why some people don't agree with RFK, but he does have
It's coming from a good
a
place.
lot of points that he makes are irrefutable.
Yeah.
You know, like clean water. I mean,
Yes.
safe food. How can you not be for this stuff?
Right. And our food sucks.
So moving on, we haven't talked about him in a few weeks. P. Diddy.
I just watched the HBO documentary last night for the Diddy one on HBO. It
The
was
Making of a Bad Boy. Is that the one you watched?
So that there was two, and one was like, the HBO Max one. I think it was called The Fall of Diddy.
No, that's not. Well,
Maybe
he's suing over one of them.
I don't know. The one I watched last night was way more graphic than any of the other documentaries I watched in terms of like this one woman talking about being raped, and she like really went into details and was sobbing on the camera. It was horrible. This guy is such a piece of shit. He needs to rot in jail.
Well,
And-
another lawsuit was filed. It's a guy.
Yeah, I heard
They,
this.
they didn't put his name in the lawsuit. He sued him for $100 million. He said in 2022, Diddy forced him to have oral sex now.
The issue is, how do we prove this all these years later? Like,
Well, that one's only 22.
right, but how do you prove it unless there's a video, right?
I wonder how you force someone to have oral sex. Like, how do
Without
you-
them biting
What's
your
he-
dick off, because that's what I would do. I mean, it seems like a natural reaction. However, maybe he was drugged into doing it type
That's
of
what he
situation,
said. He
which
said
still
that.
is definitely rape. Like, he, drugged him without knowing to
Well, got
do
a
something
gun
he
to
wouldn't
his
have otherwise
head.
done.
Now, Diddy's suing NBC because they put out a documentary called Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. He's also, I guess the magic number is $100 million. He's suing NBC for $100 million for defamation. Now, without boring our viewers about legal stuff, the seminal case regarding defamation is 1964 New York Times v. Sullivan. Like, if you're a public figure, which Diddy is, to win a defamation case, you have to show either that they knew what they were saying was false or they just didn't care. So it's a high standard. It's not easy for him to win that case, but he's suing for $100 million.
I mean, the best outcome is that he just stays in jail,
Well,
because it's just like it's going to be hard to prove this stuff. I mean, apparently there were a lot of videos from his parties that he would have, but I just think there's probably so many high-profile names that are on these tapes, similar with Jeffrey Epstein. They're never going to out it because then the whole fucking world would be done. There's too many freaks.
He got it down in his basement in archives.
Yeah, and then it burned, right? I don't know. It's just sad. It needs
mysteriously
to.
it burned.
At the end of the documentary, they were like, "We need to promote more of a culture of if you see something, say something. Like we can't let this isn't just Diddy. There's other people, whether they're celebrities or politicians or people in power, just powerful business owners, right? And people see it happening." And I get it's hard to speak up, but we need to just start speaking up to just stop it because
you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean,
this is going on 20 years.
I think I shared this quote. I think it was, I don't know if it was Martin Luther King that said it or one of the Kennedys, but the only power evil needs to triumph is good men doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, if I'm at a party and I see a guy and a girl making out in a bedroom, I'll walk away. But if I see more than that,
a girl passed out and then pulling your pants off, you should say something.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that the problem is when it's someone like Diddy, these people who came back years later, they're he literally could have hurt me or ruined my career, and now I have no way to make money, and that's why they were afraid to speak up. But I don't know. People just need to do it so it stops because there's just so many horrible, disgusting people.
I think we've come a long way in this. I've shared that, when I was a young guy starting out of college, working jobs, the management, the top people were men, and I saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go.
For sure.
Before either you guys were on the program, we had some episodes, one main episode that talked about gambling and the proliferation of gambling in the United States. And when I was a kid, there were only two places you could gamble legally, Las Vegas or Atlantic City. And only one place you could legally bet on sports, Las Vegas. Really? And the reason I'm bringing that up now is more and more gambling scandals are coming out. Almost every week it seems like colleges are fixing games. College basketball or
because
NBA
people are
players.
betting on it. Yeah. So if someone's I bet $50K on this team to win, and they make sure the team's going to win.
Well, what's coming out is and this is all under investigations. This is alleged. I want to emphasize.
Well, Bulgaria, 16 tennis players just got indicted. I mean, one of them is banned for 8 years.
Fined
for throwing matches, playing against. A ranked person playing someone 7,000 a world intentionally, and people are losing money. They must have had sports betting. So there's a network of these people doing it and making money on basically rigged tennis matches.
Well,
because it's easy. There's a big difference in how good people are.
Mm-hmm.
In football, college basketball, there's a couple teams under investigation. One is Eastern Michigan, who's not some basketball powerhouse. They've had a respectable program for years, but never a threat to win the national championship. But there were games you can bet a first half bet. So let's just say Eastern Michigan's playing; they're favored to win the whole game by 4. The first half spread might be 1.5, maybe 2 points, maybe 2.5. It'll be close to half of the game bet. So what they were alleged to have been doing is fixing, letting the other team beat them in the first half by 8.
Yeah.
And then coming back to win the game.
How do they catch them?
Well, the reason they got suspicious is who's betting on games involving Eastern Michigan? Not a lot.
Yeah.
But there was heavy betting going on, legal betting on Eastern Michigan games, and that's where they caught a whiff of it.
Okay.
because with computers and technology,
They can
They
probably
can
do
really,
math
yeah,
equations
yeah.
and shit to figure it out.
Another team, same thing. In North Carolina A&T. Again, not a big time powerhouse. Similar to these first half bets.
Heavy money coming in on it.
And when another player who's, again, this is all alleged, is Terry Rozier. He's been in the NBA for 10 years. What they've been doing with some of these individuals is you can bet that Terry Rozier will score more than 10 points in the next game. So if you bet more, he gets 11, you win the bet. If he gets 9, you lose. People were betting the under, and he would mysteriously get hurt 2 minutes into the game. So it would be under.
Yeah.
So that's alleged. Another, so this is, and I've mentioned this in the episode we did.
Yeah.
This is the tip of the iceberg. There's so much we don't know. A baseball umpire, some say is the best umpire in baseball, is named Pat Hoberg. He got banned for life because he had a betting account with a friend of his, and they shared the account. And the account had games betting on baseball, which is a no-no. And he said, it wasn't me, it was my friend.
It was him too.
So they banned him for life. And he was a great umpire. Like some say the best umpire in baseball. But
like these people are ruining the actual game. You know, if I was like one of the players and found out my teammates was rigging the game, I'd be really pissed. You know, they work really hard for this.
if it comes out, like, this goes back to like the 1920s when they rigged the World Series was fixed in 1929. Not 29, was it?
No.
It was the Black Sox scandal. I'm trying to remember the year. Maybe it was 29, but
The 29 the depression.
the stock market crash. So it was before that. Maybe 27, but I can't remember the year.
I would have said 29.
But they said if the integrity of the game,
I think you're right. I think it
that,
is.
then they're done. Like, in other words, if we the Super Bowl was
1919.
1919, that's correct. If the Super Bowl was fixed, who would care? All this billions of dollars, you know, if you knew that one team wasn't trying to win.
Yeah.
Or
I
one
think
player.
people would definitely care.
No, I'm saying it would destroy the sport.
Oh yeah, okay.
So they've got to stop this. I mean,
Yeah, it's a big deal.
sports is insane money business.
Yeah.
Whether it be football, basketball, baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, I'm not trying to be bragging on us or anything, but what we talked about like months ago, it's happening. You know, like, and it's young guys because you can bet on your phone. Like, you know, it used to be you have to go to Las Vegas to bet a
This
football game.
dumb Gen X generation ruining it.
I mean, you can bet on a Keno game
not
going
Gen
on in
X. I'm
Massachusetts. I can set.
Oh, what's the under
I
one
can
under
set
me?
up an account and start betting live
Z.
Keno in Massachusetts right now.
Gen Z.
I lose track of all this. Am I a millennial? I'm probably a baby boomer, me and Joe. All right, so we'll see what happens with the gambling. I don't gamble, so I'm not worried about it. But there's evils of gambling that people don't realize. Like, people steal, they lose their job, they lose their house, they lose their wife, they lose their kids. I mean, there's more to it because it's a hidden disease.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
if you're a drug addict, you know, people could tell.
Yeah.
If you're an alcoholic, people you work with could tell. Your wife could tell. Your kids could tell. But so we'll see what happens with that. The last thing I got is, I don't know how much you guys care, but I'm a big music fan, rock music. When I was a kid, you know, Rolling Stones, The Doors, and all that stuff. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced their nominees for. These aren't people that are in. They have nominees that could be voted on.
Okay.
And then I think they announced in like April who wins. Now, some of them are no-brainers, like Mariah Carey got You have to even be nominated, you have to release your first music 25 years before.
Okay.
So Mariah's a no-brainer. Cyndi Lauper. Bad Company was huge in the 70s. You know, I don't know if you ever heard of Bad Company, Joe.
Is there a number that? Yeah, I've heard of it. Is there a number that they take?
No, it's just the number get voted. Could be one. It could be. There's 14 nominees. It could be 10.
Yeah.
You know, probably somewhere in the middle. Now, some of them, like Chubby Checker was big in like 1960. He had a song called The Twist. Sold millions of records. The Black Crowes, they were big in like the 80s, 90s. Yeah. Soundgarden, they were like a grunge band. I wasn't really into the grunge thing. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, Nirvana was huge. I wasn't really that big into that. I had a lot of girlfriends that were into that stuff. Cyndi Lauper got nominated. She was huge in like the 80s. Billy Idol, I kind of even he's shocked that he got nominated. He had like 2 hits in the 80s. Outkast, they were like big. Maybe you know Outkast.
Outkast is on there?
Yeah, they were a big hip hop group.
Wait, they get nominated for songs they did way in the past?
Yeah, it's their whole body of work, their whole career.
Oh, okay.
Joe Cocker, he had a lot of hits.
And this is to make it the Hall of Fame in singing.
Yeah. The White Stripes, I don't know if you heard of them. Fish, people are like,
Fish.
Are you kidding me with Fish? A lot of people are like, you got to be kidding. But so Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees came out. I'm sure Mariah will be a no-brainer. Oasis got nominated. You know, they're making their big comeback tour this summer.
Who do you think's going to win?
I'd say Mariah's a lock.
Yeah.
Joe Cocker is a lock. The Black Crowes. Cyndi Lauper sold a lot of records. Outkast, for sure. Soundgarden, Bad Company, I think should have been 10 years ago. So I think there's going to be probably maybe 8 that'll get in.
Cool.
So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I like to watch it. Like they show it on probably Max or one of these channels. The ceremony, where they give a speech. Somebody inducts them. They pick somebody famous to induct them, and it's usually enjoyable to watch, like in clips. I wouldn't want to watch the whole 3 hours. So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland. If you're ever in Cleveland, Ohio, though, I did go. There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's in Cleveland. The Football Hall of Fame's in Canton, less than an hour away. Yeah. I strongly recommend like a doubleheader of Hall of Fames if you ever happen to be there.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know that I would hop a plane and go, but
yeah, Ohio.
If you have to go there for any reason, I recommend it. All right, well, I think that about does it for today, guys. Cool. Post Super Bowl wrap up episode. The Dunn Kings. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.